Hey guys, doing a quick video on this East Moline ad that we're about to put out. East Moline had a pipe burst that was related to when the car drove through the building, so I'm just now getting the post up and going. Um, so it's a good opportunity to talk about what we're doing, and we're going to be repeating some stuff, but uh, just want to go through it. So this picture is one of our most successful ads because we put the sparkler on the end of the wrench, which was over the drain plug. And that just creates a massive amount of engagement in terms of people watching the video longer, people commenting on the video. And normally in July, we'll do something like 1776 off or something like that. Instead, we decided across the board, we're going to do the base price, $37. Let's have a conversation about that real quick because I really do think we have lightning in a bottle right now with this in terms of one, we have lower than normal pricing of our COGS, and two, I think consumers are just incredibly sick of being gouged right now. And yes, this is not a high margin dollar point at $37, especially for the full synthetic. But if you are in customer acquisition mode, if you are building your customer base and you are running the model the way that we want you to run the model, the LTV that this will create is going to be incalculable. It's you're not going to be able to put a dollar amount on what this does to your business model if you can just ride out this car count at this dollar amount with all of these folks who are just sick of the $100+ oil changes. 0 20 is nearly 50% of oil changes now. We're going to be at 70% full synthetic oil changes very soon. And a lot of people are getting their first full synthetic oil changes because their car is 10 years old and they're turning over with a new vehicle and getting their first oil change that's full synthetic and realizing, oh, it's very expensive. Um, you know, the only places where we're going to be beat on price when it comes to this particular dollar amount is going to be Walmart, which still has a $44 full synthetic oil change. And with, Walmart also does not charge for canister filters. And I think they actually are up to 6 quarts, which is strange. I'll have to look at their ads. It might be store by store. And then places that use oil changes as a loss leader. So, uh, I'm going to move down to the second part of this ad. This was 100% just engagement bait. It ruffled a few feathers. We've watched it very carefully. It's now been 7 days since we've run this ad. We've had a total of 4 people direct message the page and say they didn't like the ad because of this part of it. And we've had, I think, 3 to 5 people put comments on the post like that's rude or something along those lines. And so the real test of time will be when we go into the analytics and look at the dollar amount spent and compare it to previous months and see if the engagement lowered that CAC, which is customer acquisition cost, or CPC, which is the cost per click, which is more important when it comes to building these ads. Uh, so, real quick, we did immediately put several comments that go to the top before anyone else can comment. Um, we actually did not do it on this ad, so I need to copy and paste it from one of the other stores. But we put something like, "Hey, we're just joking. It's not meant to offend anybody, but we want to make sure that you guys understand what it is that we're trying to do here. We only have so much space. That yada 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 yada." All right, let's take a look at so that's the creative. The creative is what stops people in their tracks. The creative is what gets people who are scrolling through their feed to stop, right? So we use the meme font, we use the meme text, we have a very animated video image, we have a still image with video components. And then as far as the content part of it is where I've now gotten into the habit of putting more demanding statements for the first one, because it gets so. In my opinion, I think they have done a good job of stopping people to actually read. Whereas before, it used to be like what the coupon is, and now, like last month, we did name of the town, stop reading right now, and then this time it's read this part, people, and we feel as though that has been a little bit more effective. Again, the emojis are just used to break up the monotony of text. People scroll through their feed and they just see text, 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 text. Emojis kind of slow things down. All you're trying to do here is get an at bat, and you want them to get eyes on it because that gives you the at bat. Whether or not they read it, whether or not they commit to it, that's a different story. The second part of that obviously is responding to everyone once they do respond, and these are all organic. This is all organic because we haven't put any money behind it. So let's go ahead and let's dig into that. Let's boost this post. We're going to click boost post. We're going to unclick Advantage Plus Creative. Meta's AI is god awful at right now. We're going to stay with send message. We're going to go to people in your local area, and we'll pull this down to about 5 miles. Because here's Milan down here. We don't want to cannibalize. So we'll probably just keep that at 5 miles. We're going to make this go until the 30th. And then I'm going to put probably $800 behind it because we're a week behind. And that's really it. The only other thing we have to make sure of is that we are not doing an advantage audience. We are not a special ad category. We want our ad to appear in Messenger because that has been a pretty decent way to get leads. It does lead to some accidental clicks. For any of you that have done any of these ads, you can see some accidental clicks. But this is how we want it to be structured. We have it going on Facebook and Messenger. It's not on Instagram. That's something we're looking into. For some reason, Facebook isn't having it on Instagram much these days, and so we do need to look into that. Let me reposition this real quick so I can publish. Pull this back. Ad will be submitted. They're going to review it. They'll approve it, and then it will go live. So tomorrow might be a slow day for you, Smoline, which is not a bad thing. It's the first day open since we closed down a week ago for the damage to the plumbing, and so we'll be able to build into it. All right. And we will get a look at this page. I will do a follow-up video at the end of July to compare the results for same store versus same store, ad spend versus ad spend. All right. Thanks, guys. Hope everyone had a good weekend.